Hello, everybody. I'm the Warm, and welcome to Steins Gate. There is currently a storm occurring outside, so I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that the power stays on. But I guess we'll find out. In any case, back to Steins Gate. Last time we finally got to the situation I wanted to get to, which was Okabe finally coming to the realization that he needs to talk with other people. And having done so, we've finally been able to start solving this problem of ours. So that's good. Last episode left me feeling pretty satisfied because of that. I don't think there's actually much else to say. I think I mentioned sort of the issues I was having with, the sort of sequence of events for the past few episodes. I think I mentioned that last time, so I don't think I need to go into that. But yeah, we're going to wait for Krisu to complete the time leap machine, and then we're going to go up to her and say that she would rather have her fork or something like that. I'm not sure if this is a euphemism or if it's just meant to literally be a fork that she wants. But I suppose we'll find out. Yeah, let's just continue on. I'm excited to see what comes next. I lie back on the sofa with my phone in my hand. Needles in my brain. A whining in my ears. These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on TV. In about 15 minutes, Krisu will finish the time leap machine. All it needs is some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Daru is at his computer, collecting more artwork from the internet. That is not what that said. Pardon me. Daru is at his computer collecting moe artwork from the internet. I want to make sure I read that correctly. Krisu is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit, motionless, as the minutes tick by. Oh, I do want to say, I just remembered, so this is kind of important. Last time, we heard from Krisu that, beyond the dangers we already knew that came from using the time leap machine, like something going wrong and our memories getting scrambled, or maybe accidentally hopping into the wrong person, or leaping into the wrong person, or, any number of sort of glitches or anything like that. Apparently, there could be a potential for something, how did she phrase it? Becoming disconnected from causality? Something like that. So, if you just use the time leap machine too much, I think it was you would get stuck in a loop and then just cease to exist. Something like that. So, not too bad, I guess. not too crazy a potentiality there. But, yeah, I don't know. Just the fact that they bring up all these things that could go wrong makes me really think that at some point, something's gonna go wrong. The click-clack of the sewing machine in the lounge suddenly stops. Ocarine, can you come here? She motions to me while holding the costume. Oh yes, I remember this part. Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like whap.
Mayushi, 今のビローンもう一度。
Mayushi, say whap again.
ビローン
Whap.
ビローンいただきました。
I got a fwap.
もうやだこの変態。
Stop it already, perv. I follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves.
ありがとう。
Okay, thanks. Mayuri looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But that doesn't dim the brightness of her satisfied smile.
できた
It's done! I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember.
クリスチャンより先にできたよ。競争してたんだ。
I finished before Chris-chan. We were racing.
負けたわ、まゆり。お見事ね。
You win, Mayuri. Congratulations.
でも、こっちももう終わりよ。
However, I'm just about finished too. Ursu carefully connects the two cords she's holding.
完成。
It's done. Alright, that's my cue.
実験はしない。
We're not experimenting. What? Crap, was that too soon?
いきなり全否定とか。私が何のために苦労して作ったと思ってんのよ。
Oh yeah, that was part of the directions. The first part of the directions was to say we're not experimenting and send the others home except for Kurisu. Yeah. I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What do you think I worked so hard for?
タイムリープには問題が山積みだ。その点についてじっくり検証したい。
Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully.
へえ。あんたにしてはまともな意見だな。
Huh. That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you.
何が問題なのかな。完成したんじゃないの？
Problems? I thought it was done.
詳しくは後日説明する。今日はみんな疲れているだろうから解散にしよう。
I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home.
完成祝いにちょっとでもパーッとやったりしないの？
We're not going to have a party to celebrate?
それも後日だ。
We'll do that another day. I managed to convince Daru and Mayuri to leave. I lent Mayuri my phone charger since we use the same brand of phone. Uh-oh. Let us recall what we were told last episode by Kurisu. We need to have our phone on us at all times, and we would also want it to be on. And because if there are any moments where our phone is off, then that time becomes unavailable to us to time leap. I'm a bit worried that we just gave away our phone charger. We might get into a situation where our phone is out of power when we need it to have power. Did I read that? I lend Mayuri my phone charger since we use the same brand of phone. Kurisu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. Does it say why? No. It doesn't say something like her phone was on low battery. It just says we did that. Okay. That detail kind of just came out of nowhere, but alright. Kurisu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back.
何？
What?
不満か？
Are you upset?
ええ。
Yeah. Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. Yeah, because it was meant to be a moment of triumph, and then suddenly, yeah. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider the implications.
俺は5時間後から来た。
I came from 5 hours in the future. Krisu spears me with a piercing glare.
何の冗談？
Is that supposed to be funny? Her narrowed eyes make me believe that looks can kill.
睨むな。お前言っていることが全然違うではないか。何が未来から来たと言われれば多分信じるだ。
This was something I mentioned previously. She said, Krisu said that she would believe him. And looks like that has not borne out. So we're gonna have to go with the fork strategy. Don't glare like that. This isn't right. You're supposed to believe me.
は？何そのバカっぽいセリフ？
What? What made you think I'd believe something like that?
5時間後のお前が言ったんだぞ。
You told me that 5 hours from now.
捏造しないで。私が多分信じるみたいな論理性皆無の発言するわけないでしょ。
Don't be ridiculous. Saying something like, I'll probably believe you, is a baseless projection I'd never make. I'd like to have a word with future Kurisu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word.
タイムリープが成功したことを聞かされたお前は何の疑問もなく自分の理論は間違ってなかったって思えた。成功してよかったって思えたとも言った。
When I told you about my time leap, you said, I take it as proof that my theories were right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second.
そもそも電話レンジを改良してタイムリープマシンを作ったのは私なのだぜ。
Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into a time leap machine.
私はそんななのだぜみたいな話し方しない。
I don't talk like that.
お前が今一番欲しいものはマイフォークである。
What you want most right now is your own fork. Oh, he hit him with her. He hit her with the fork trick. Chris's face suddenly turns red.
マイスプーンはすでに持っているそうだな。
You already have your own spoon, apparently.
そんなことまで話したのか？恨むぞ、5時間後の私。
She said that. I'm gonna kill my future self. She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes me now. She probably can't imagine that scene that they had on the bridge together, so yeah.
心の中を覗き見されたような気分よ。しかもよりによって岡部にと。
It feels like someone peeked into my heart, and that someone is Okabe of all people. What does she think I'm going to do?
でもあんたの言うこと信じてよさそうね。詳しく聞かせて。
But I believe you. Tell me the details. I explain everything to Krisu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time.
なるほどね。あんたの言うことが事実ならかなりまずい状況だな。
I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem. Yeah, that's one way to describe it. There are 5 hours until my Yuri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then.
5時間後の私は時間順序保護仮説かもって言ってたらしいけど、それともちょっと違う気がする。
Future me said that the chronology projection, not projection. Future me said that the chronology protection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right.
あの仮説は因果率が狂う恐れがあるから、タイムトラベルの可能性は量子論により否定されるっていうものよ。
That conjecture says that according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality.
でもタイムリープの場合、タイムパラドックスはそもそも起きない。
But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring. Two of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So, at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox.
やはり世界の意志だ。
So I was right. The will of the world is at play.
宇宙そのものが検閲をするかのように、俺が歪ませた地上の修正を行っているとしか思えない。
The world itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make.
だとしたらタイムリープじゃマユリは救えないっていうことになる。何をしたって修正されちゃうんだから。
If that's true, then time leaping can't save my Yuri. Nothing you do will change the result.
そんなのは認めない。
I can't accept that.
同意するわ。世界の意思説は非現実的すぎる。私は支持したくない。
Neither can I. The world is trying to kill my Yuri? As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense.
多世界解釈ならどうだ。マユリが死なない可能性を観測できれば解決だ。
What about the many worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where my Yuri doesn't die.
多世界解釈か。マユリの死に方がいつも違うっていうのは関係あるのかな。
The many worlds interpretation. That might have something to do with how Mayuri's means of death keeps changing.
でも重ね合わせ状態になっているいくつもの可能性世界は相互観測が不可能なのに、あんたはどうして観測できてるの？
But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different?
それはこの俺の特殊能力であるリーディングシュタイナーが。
Because of my Esper power, Reading Steiner. We haven't had Reading Steiner occur in quite a while, haven't we? I mean, that only occurred after we used D-mail. So, it's been a while, and yes, we do need more information on it.
ダメだこいつ。早くなんとかしないと。
This guy's hopeless. Better do something quick.
他に説明のしようがない。
There's no other explanation.
特殊能力ってあんたね。もしかしてそれ本気で言ってたのか？
You've mentioned that Reading Steiner thing before. Were you actually serious?
ふざけているつもりはないぞ。
Why would I make up something like that? Say that again, Okabe. Say that one more time. Only my eye is able to perceive the world that the world has been reconstructed. Our D-mail experiments proved that.
特殊能力だかなんだか知らないけど、そんな不確定的なものを頼る気にはなれない。
I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist.
だいたいどの可能性を観測するかを制御しようがないんだから、多世界解釈だろうがなんだろうが、マユリが死なない可能性に至るのは無理よ。
Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayuri doesn't die.
待て、これでは話が進まないではないか。解釈の話はいいから、俺たちにできることを考えるべきだ。
Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do.
タイムリープじゃ結果は変えられない。さっきそう言った。
Time leaping won't change the result. I just said that.
じゃあどうするんだ？
What do we do?
落ち着け。
Calm down.
落ち着いていられるか？俺が一体何度マユリの死を目の当たりにしたと思ってるんだ。
How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen my Yuri die?
あいつが無残に血を流して生き絶えていくのを俺は目の前で何度も見ていたんだ。何度も。
Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes, again and again and again.
見ていることしかできなかったんだ。
And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness, Makes me want to lash out at everything within reach.
感情に身を任せてたって何も解決しない。
Getting emotional won't solve anything.
当事者じゃないからそんなに冷静でいられるんだろ
You're only calm because you weren't there.
そうね。私には5時間後のことはわからない。正直なところ、実感が湧かない。
True. I don't know what happens 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all.
でも、あんたの言ってることを信じてないわけじゃない。
But it's not like I don't believe you.
岡部がしっかりしなきゃ。
You have to stay strong, Okabe. Risu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her.
悪かった
Sorry. She's right. Getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down.
そもそも原因が違うのに必ず同じ結果に至るというのが消せない
What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same.
因果が歪んでいるとしか思えない
It's like causality itself is broken.
真由里の死の原因は桐生萌香が発砲するじゃなくて、もっとマクロなことなんじゃない？
Maybe Kiryu Moeka shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious.
タイムマシンを作ったことか、あるいはセルンにハッキングしたことがバレたことあたりね。
For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine. Or because CERN discovered our hacking.
その結果として真由里が死ぬ。そう考えるなら因果は歪んでないって言える。
If that's the cause, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact.
苗に背中を押されて電車にひかれるのもそれで説明できるのか
Can that theory explain why Nai pushed her in front of a train?
そっか。
Oh, right.
でも因果律は絶対のルールなのよ。それを否定したら全ての物理学も否定されてしまう。
Well, regardless, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that, and you deny all of physics.
だから必ず真由里が死ぬのには原因がある。
There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death.
その原因さえわかるならなんとかなるかも
So, if we can figure out what that is, then maybe we can save her.
そうでもない。
Not necessarily.
どういうことだ
What do you mean?
その原因となる出来事がいつ起こったというのが問題になってくる。
The problem is when the causal event occurred.
あまり時間が経っているようだと対処できないわ。
If it happens too far in the past, then there's nothing we can do.
タイムリープマシンがあるから携帯電話を持っている時代の範囲内ならどこへでも戻れるはずだろ
I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I?
戻れない。予測だけどタイムリープマシンは一度に最長で48時間しか跳躍できないと思う。
No. It's still theoretical, but I believe that one leap with our time machine has a maximum range of 48 hours. Huh. That's fairly specific. 48 hours? I can only go back 2 days? Yeah, that's quite a limit. I'm curious as to why.
なぜ今さらそんなことを
Why didn't you tell me that before?
今さらってタイムリープマシンが完成したのはついさっきじゃない。
Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? That's true.
5時間後のお前も言わなかった
Future you didn't say anything about it either.
あ、そういうことか。言い出すタイミングがなかったのかも。
Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance?
で48時間しか飛べない理由は
So, how come I can only leap 48 hours?
わからない。 私もマシンのすべての原理や構造を理解して作ったわけじゃないから。
I don't know. Even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing.
連続での跳躍は可能よ。タイムリープマシンが存在している限りね。例えば10年後までタイムリープマシンが壊れずに残っていたのなら、10年の時間を遡ってくることはできる。
But you can do consecutive leaps. That is, as long as the time leap machine exists. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now.
単純計算で1825回タイムリープする必要があるから、かなりのリスクになりそうだけど、とにかく理論上は可能なの。
Of course, it would take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. So you're saying each of those leaps would be 48 hours back? Is that what you're saying?
だったら何も問題は。
Then what's the problem?
大あり。言ったでしょ、タイムリープマシンが存在している限りって。
Weren't you listening? I said, as long as the time leap machine exists.
あのマシンはいつ完成した？
When was the machine completed?
あ、
Oh.
そう、ほんの1時間前。2010年8月13日の午後2時ぐらい。
Exactly. An hour ago. August 13th, 2010. 2 p.m. or thereabouts.
それ以前には存在していない。
It didn't exist before then.
マシンを使うのは今日の2時以降じゃないと不可能なのよ。
It's impossible to use the machine before 2 p.m. today.
つまり過去方向へは。
So, what you're saying is, count 48 hours back.
8月11日の14時までしか行けないと。
I can't go farther back than 2 p.m. on the 11th? Krisu nods, her expression grave.
おそらく。
Most likely.
改良できないのか。
Can't you improve it?
将来的にできるかもしれないけど、今のこの状況じゃ無理。
Eventually, maybe. But certainly not now.
もっときちんとした設備のあるところでお金をたくさん使ってきちんとしたパーツを使えばなんとかなるかもしれないけど。
I'd need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we'd need sponsors.
それをやろうとしてもどうせセルンに潰されると思う。
And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us.
未来の私かあんたが未だにタイムリープしてきていないという回で証明終了かな。
I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you nor I have left here from a far future yet. So basically,
結局何もできないということではないか。
we can't do anything?
タイムリープマシンがあっても5時間後にマユリがセルに殺される運命は結局避けられないのかよ。
Even with the time leap machine, we can't stop CERN from killing Mayuri 5 hours from now? At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. Okay, I have to say, I'm a bit confused. Let me see if I can maybe understand this better. So, I don't think we got the reason. Yeah, okay, she doesn't know. But, so she doesn't know why, but she knows that an individual time leap can only go back a maximum of 48 hours. Okay, I gotcha. So, yeah, so that's why, because it's the 13th, that's why we'd only be able to get back to the 11th, and we wouldn't be able to go back any further because we need the time leap machine to exist. And a maximum time leap is only 48 hours. Okay, I think I understand now. Yeah, I just needed to go over that again. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So we don't know why, but 48's the max. At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. What was that? Is it Moika? Did she overhear us? I dashed to the window and looked down at the street. Suzuha, please save us. All I've wanted for the past 3 episodes or so, maybe 4, I can't remember. All I've wanted is for Suzuha to be told what's going on and to help us. That's all I've wanted. It's Suzuha. Her bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet.
あいつ
Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. Looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here.
おい
Hey! I call out to Suzuha, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. What's going on with her? She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moika was a spy. Could Suzuha be the same? You know, yes. Maybe. Why haven't you thought about that before? Now. Come on. Why does he keep ignoring what happened? It didn't just happen once, it happened several times where she was able to, you know, overpower a squad of men. And, you know, able to precisely understand what she needed to do in order for us to get the time leap machine working, which is to turn on the CRT. It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Okay, I get that. But she enabled you to use the time leap machine. Come on. Susan has exhibited suspicious behavior, but not as much as Moeka has. Yeah, why don't you talk about that more? She's openly hostile to Karisu, and she was able to take down Cern's hit squad single-handedly. Thank you for finally addressing this. And she also talked about Titor. When are you gonna start putting all this together, buddy? I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. That's an interesting question. Could he be the John Titor who's posting on the internet? I don't know, could it? I think she's probably more likely to be John Titor than her father, if her father exists. What is the meaning of the name Beryl Titor? I don't remember when Beryl Titor was brought up. Was that her dad's name? I can't remember. Instinct tells me she knows something. Just your instinct, huh? Okay. I dash out of the lab.
ちょっとどこ行くの?
Wait, where are you going? I know I don't have much of a chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. No kidding. This is a completely new sequence of events. Is it? That's interesting, though. We know she eventually shows up at the party and she's, you know, completely fine. You're saying this is completely new? The fact that she's kind of pale as she leaves? According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Brawn Tube workshop until 6:30 this evening. That's interesting. Why is this different? When she overheard me talking to Chris, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. Oh, okay. Ah, I see. Yeah, we did make it... Well, was the window open? We did make it pretty clear in the past that if the window is open, you can very clearly hear whatever people are talking about inside. So, if she did overhear our entire conversation, yes, that makes sense. Although I wish you could have just... Maybe I'm going too far here. Like, I keep saying I want to... I think maybe what I'm saying, what I've been saying over and over, makes it seem like I really trust Suzuha. And maybe he doesn't have as much reason to trust her. But at least you know, certainly she was very suspicious. She's been suspicious this whole time, I think. But I will say that the fact that she was against Moeka and the other rounders, certainly for me, if I was in Okabe's position, I would immediately want to try to understand what was going on with her. And it's not just that she went against the rounders, it's, as I said previously, the fact that she enabled the time leap in the first place. That would certainly make me think that not only is she opposed to Moeka and CERN, but she also has an intimate knowledge of the time travel stuff we're working with here. Yeah, but when she overheard me talking with Karisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. This has to mean something. Suzuha is already out of sight, but when she left, she was headed for Chuodori. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word, just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her, so I sent a D-mail that changed the past in order to make her stay. Yep, and this is when the whole change with the satellite thing occurred. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? I'm guessing the satellite. I search up and down Chuodori, but find no trace of Suzuha or her bike. I have to be careful. There could already be rounders here in Akiba. I comb the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so she might still be close by. Maybe I should corner her on my next time leap, or press her for answers before she can escape. I'd better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Radikan. And here we go. Confirmation. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks. It's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they're seeing it for the first time. So I turn and look up too. The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone inside? Who? Mane Suzuha? Could it be Kiryu Moeka? Satellite has remained silent through all my previous time leaps. What has changed? Obviously the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Karisu. Previously I lost sight of her at the station, in other words, right next to Radikan. Suzuha must be up there. Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike lying on the floor. So it is her. What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online. No satellites fell out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land in such perfect condition. So what is it then? It's a time machine. A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Suzuha does something. Oh wow, it's actually in the room. The elevator and escalator aren't opening, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gasp, and my legs burn, force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite, lodged in Radikan's roof. I notice wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so that it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch open on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside.
鈴葉
Person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite.
岡部凛太郎
Suzuha turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple, without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of the desktop PC. There are numbers on the screen. 2010, 8, 08, 13, and below that, 1978, 08, 13. Really? That's going to be very important. Suzuha reaches out to press a button. Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burned.
何をしている
What are you doing?
動かない
It's not working.
動かし方を知っているのか
You know how to use that thing? She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag.
動かないよ
It's not working. Those sparks had to be from an electrical short. My eyes are burning from the smoke.
答えろ天音鈴葉
Answer me, Amane Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question.
これはタイムマシンだ
This is a time machine, isn't it?
お前はタイムトラベラーなのか
Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods.
私が
I'm
ジョン・タイターだよ
John Titor. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh man. So, if you'll recall, this is going back quite a few episodes now, but I did say at one point that if you go back to the very first episode of the playthrough, when the satellite lands on Radican, not crashes, lands, the very first thing the first world line, I suppose, is how we'll call it. That's when, you know, Dr. Nagabachi has the conference. The satellite actually lands perfectly on the roof. And when we go up to the roof, we hear a woman's voice. And I said, I think a couple episodes later, you know, that sounds like Suzuha. I think it does, anyway. I'm not the best when it comes to recognizing voices, but I think I'm okay at it, and it sounded like her. So I think that was indeed her on that rooftop. So now the question is, why was she able to perfectly land it that time, and yet she crashes it every other time? And yes, we got the confirmation she is John Titor. I mean, she was pretty much my guess from pretty early on. At first, I thought Moeka was John Titor, but eventually that became more like 50-50 between Moeka and Suzuha. And then I think it just increased as we got more hints that Suzuha, I mean, they were pretty obvious hints. The fact that she was aware of time travel, all that sort of stuff, that just became more and more, that seemed to be more and more the case. So, she thinks that Okabe could be a messiah, huh? I wonder if she really meant that, or if she was just saying that for her purposes. I mean, here's my thought now. We know that CERN has a direct line under the dang building. Now my thought is, and we know has CERN, from some of the things Suzuha says, that I'm pretty sure Suzuha is opposed to CERN. She's mentioned she's part of a group, I think. So I'm thinking she's part of some sort of resistance group or something. And she's talked about how she knows that CERN has mind control facilities. So I'm thinking the reason why she's probably here is because they know that the key to time travel, the key to developing time travel happens here, in our lab, with Kurisu and Okabe. We know that Moeka said that they are there to capture Daru, Okabe, and Kurisu to take them back to CERN and complete the research. So CERN's apparently not going to be able to complete the research, or maybe they can, but it'll take more time. When instead they choose to actually, kidnap us and have us do it. So maybe, if we're trying to put the pieces together, the reason why Suzuha is so upset with Kurisu is because on the many different world lines that she knows of, well, I don't know if she knows about many world lines, but on at least one world line she knows of, Kurisu could very well be the reason CERN has the time travel technology, because she was kidnapped and forced to work on it. Of course, in that case, it wouldn't just be her. It should also be Okabe and Daru, because Moeka is trying to capture all three of us. So in that case, it's actually still somewhat strange that she considers Kurisu the only bad one out of the three of us. So there must be something more there, but I don't know what that could be at the moment. But in any case, I believe, at least if I'm trying to put together a theory right now, my theory is Suzuha might be part of a resistance or something. I don't know about the dad situation. The fact that Okabe called that into question, makes me suspicious of that. So my idea right now is Suzuha might be a part of some sort of resistance group, and she has come back to this time specifically in order to, and the reason why she got a job at the Braun Tube Workshop is because the lab is there. And so I would think that she is either, well, she's never tried to prevent us from creating it. That's the thing. So I'm not entirely sure what she's trying to do as of yet. Maybe she really is looking for her father, but it seems so intentional that she chose to, be here at our Braun Tube Workshop. CRT Workshop, I should say. So, I guess that's sort of my thought right now. Yeah. And I think I'm going to call it there. I think I'm going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. We just got the reveal from Suzuha about not only who she is, but what she is. So next time, man, I'm so curious. She was able to... Here's the weird thing. On the world line where she wasn't able to find her father, she was able to go back to the satellite and use it, and the satellite disappeared. And yet, when we found her here, she wasn't able to use it. Would she have been able to use it if she just had more time, or what? Or is it going to be something crazy where on that particular timeline where the satellite did disappear, was on that timeline, was it parked perfectly on the roof? I don't know. That might have been a detail that someone mentioned, but I don't recall that. But I think, regardless, that's something I should probably keep in mind. Why was Suzuha able to use it that one time? I also need to go back and check what barrel Titor was. I can't remember what that was. That would probably be in the episode where we try to find her father, or where she tries to find her father, or the episode right before that, maybe. Okay, lots to think about, lots to think about. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you next time. I've been The Worm, this has been Steins Gate. See ya.